This conference will now be recorded.
In the previous sessions related to controlling, we were talking about cost center posting. Before we were talking about the cost center posting, we talked something related to planned value. We talked about something related to planned value, and then we also talked about actual value. We also understood what is variance, how variance is being calculated by SAP. And we understood what is your favorable variance, unfavorable variance, what is the formula for it. Is it actual minus planned or planned minus actual? We had a clarity in the previous session. Now what we will do, we'll try to record one accounting entry related to cost center. So let me write CO actual posting. When we talk about CO actual posting, we're talking about posting an accounting entry and taking this accounting entry into controlling a module. When you're talking about CO actual posting, you're talking about posting an accounting entry and representing this accounting impact in the controlling module by way of cost element and with the help of cost object. By using a cost element with the help of cost object, we will be transferring data from FI to CO. Now, how this is actually done, let us try to understand. Before that, let me open our company code FS00. Let me change company code. Which company did we create for this? Any idea, anybody?
Something called AJAC. Ajay.
AJCL, sir. AJCL.
AJC, no.
Yes. CLL. L for leader. C for
AJCL
CL.
Let me open. Yeah, AJCL. This is the company code which we created. Now, in this company code, we created a single GL account called rent. We created a single GL account called rent. Let me verify if we posted any accounting entry in this company code. Open a new window. Display document FB03. Document list. Give company code. Just click on execute. Nothing is posted. There is no point of testing because there is a single GL account. With a single GL account, we cannot pass any accounting entry, obvious. So what I'll do now, let us try to create one accounting entry and we will see how this accounting entry is getting updated in the FI side and also in the CO side. As we are all aware, whenever you post any accounting entry, before posting the accounting entry, we need to make sure proper master data is updated. Before posting the accounting entry, proper master data is updated. Master data for posting the accounting entry. Let's say for posting this, you need master data. First one, you require GL. Second one, you will require profit center. Third one, you will require cost center. These three are the major master record for us to take the data into controlling side. Let us verify if you have a GL account. Now for everything, you should parallelly understand what is the transaction to create it, what is the table to verify. Now for creating a GL account, you are going to look at FS00 followed by SKA1 and SKB1. These are the table. FS00 is the T code to create the GL account, SKA1 and SKB1 to verify the GL account in the table. Similarly, your GL account to be a cost element for it. What is the table for cost element?
CAPC.
CA or KA?
CSKB. AA.
CSKA and the other one?
B. CSKB.
Are these correct? Are these correct tables for cost element, primary, secondary? Yes,
Yes.
no?
Yes.
Alright. Similarly, when it comes to profit center, you will be creating a profit center using a KE51, and you will check the profit center from the backend table using CEPC and CEPC underscore BUKRS. Though you do not know all the tables, but at least important tables must be noted for you. Important tables which we will be using on a regular basis must be on your fingertips. Next one, cost center. Cost center you will create using a KS01, and you will check the cost center using CSKS. Now let us verify straight away from the backend table whether you have the required GL account master plus cost center profit center master. To verify any table, as we know, go to SE16N, open SKA1 first. From SKA1, if I look at my chart of account, let's say AJCL, if I run the report, there is a single GL account. There is a single GL account currently created under this chart of account. Fine. Similarly, if I try to look at the cost element table, CSKA, CSKB, CSKA, CSKA, if I put the same chart of account, execute, there is one record. If I put CSKB, if I put CO area, same thing, AJCL, execute, there is a single entry, meaning there is only one GL account created, there is only one cost element created so far. Fine. Next one, to look at the profit center, let us look at the profit center table, CEPC. Put CEPC, look at the controlling area, it is your AJCL, execute. There is one profit center created currently, PC1, fine. Similarly, to look at the cost center, it is your CSKS. Same thing, if I look at AJCL, if I try to execute this, there is one cost center CC1. Cost center CC1 was created, profit center PC1 was created, one GL account with cost element has been created, meaning you have GL account ready, you have cost center ready, you have profit center ready to take the data into controlling module. Let us try to pass one accounting entry. Let's say if I try to post one accounting entry, initially we will try to understand how entry is posted, how you can see the data, how reports are being updated from the controlling side. Later on, we will try to make few examples, few scenarios to post the accounting entry to see the different reports, comparisons and all. But initially, let us try to make sure we are comfortable with the document posting, report extraction, table updation. For that, let me write example 1. Since we've created a rent GL account, let me write rent paid by cash, let's say 25,000. I'll say rent paid by cash 25,000. According to this, you need to understand which accounting entry will be initially posted. Now we are all aware, for this accounting entry will be rent account debit, and you are going to credit cash account. Amount will be 25,000. I think someone will have to go on mute. 25,000 on the debit side, 25,000 on the credit side. As we are all aware, amount should be in the accounting format so that it will not create any confusion. Okay, 25,000 on the debit side, 25,000 on the credit side. Once this entry is processed, now you need to understand this is your account and this is your amount. Along with the account, along with the amount, you need something called cost object. We need something called cost object to take it to the account, to the controlling side. In order to take any entry into controlling side, we will be requiring cost object. We need to understand what is the cost object that you are going to take it here. One accounting entry can have multiple cost object. It can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, likewise. For example, in this accounting entry, I am going to assign cost object as cost center. CC1 is our cost center. I am going to put CC1 as my cost center. Along with the CC1, you are also going to bring profit center. So I will be updating the CC1 at the same time PC1 for the cost element GL account, which is relevant for your controlling posting. For the balance sheet account, you will be updating only the cost object called profit center. Now, whenever you are trying to make any accounting entry, you need to understand what is the cost object that we are assigning. In this example, you are assigning a cost center plus profit center. In this example, we are assigning both cost center and profit center. Remember, one document can contain a single cost object only. One accounting document can contain only a single cost object. Now, this single cost object is represented as your real cost object. This single cost object is represented as real cost object. If you have more than one cost object in any accounting entry, if there is more than one cost object in any accounting entry, one will become real object, other one will become statistical object. What is real cost object? What is statistical cost object? Slowly we will try to understand. In this situation, you have two cost object. One is your cost center, another one is your profit center. Now, whenever cost center is there, cost center will become real object. Whenever cost center, profit center are there together, profit center will become statistical, cost center will become real. Meaning, in the above entry, there are two cost objects. In the above entry, there are two cost objects. But we can have only one cost object to update CO. In the above entry, there are two cost objects, but we can have only one cost object to update CO. Now, whenever you are talking about updating CO, you cannot update two cost objects in CO. One entry, if it is updating in two cost objects, then you are duplicating it. One cost entry, if it is updated it twice in the two cost objects separately, you are going to make it a duplicate entry. When I say we are going to make it a duplicate entry, we need to make sure your cost object is real, your cost object is statistical. You need to understand what is real, what is statistical. If I am going to say both are my real cost object only, in FI it will show 25,000, in CO it will show 50,000. If I tell my cost center, my profit center, both are real cost object. The moment I tell cost center, profit center, both are real cost object, I am duplicating my entry in the controlling module, which is not correct. You need to make sure if expense is 25,000, in the CO side also you need to take 25,000 only. If you are taking this 25,000 in another format, in another cost object also, then you need to have a clear instruction what is real cost object and what is statistical cost object. In this situation, since you have cost center and then profit center, cost center you have, profit center you have. Cost center, this will be real cost object and profit center will be statistical cost object. In this situation, cost center will become real cost object, profit center will become statistical cost object. Statistical cost object means it will only update the data only for the information purpose. It will update the data only for the information purpose. For your comparison and all, this statistical value is not effective. Statistical number is not going to be considered to compare with your planning or to compare with your budgeting and all, is not going to be updated. This is only for information purpose. You cannot do any further posting, you cannot do any allocation with your statistical posting. It is purely for the information purpose, for your monitoring, for your information reporting purpose only. Statistical cost object will be used. But when it comes to real object is the actual cost that you are taking into controlling. Real object is the actual cost which you are taking, which you are transferring into controlling. With this real cost object, you can do anything. When I say with this real cost object, you can do anything. You can settle this cost object, cost to another cost object, or you can allocate, you can do whatever you want from here. You can reduce from your budget, you can compare it with your plans, whatsoever you can do it with real cost object posting. Nothing can be done with your statistical cost object posting. Always remember, whenever you are posting any accounting entry, Look at what values are updated there. Whenever you are posting any accounting entry, look at what values are being updated, and from these values, what are the cost objects assigned? Is it cost center? Is it profit center? Is it anything else? Like your WBS element, internal order, any other order is updated, that you need to understand. Meaning, whenever you are debiting or whenever you are crediting any amount to CO, in short, any cost element is updated with any cost object. Any cost element is updated with any cost object, whether there are single cost object or whether there are multiple cost object. Please have a look at it first. Don't blindly look at my entry is posted to cost center. Always remember, cost center is always followed by a profit center. Remember, cost center always is updated with a profit center. Cost center is a cost object. Profit center is also a cost object. Cost center is a cost object. Profit center is also a cost object. Whenever you have cost center and profit center together, cost center is always real object. Profit center is always a statistical object, meaning at profit center level, only reporting is possible, nothing is possible. At cost center level, reporting, allocation, settlement, distribution, anything is possible because that is the actual amount that you have updated in CO. Real object will update the actual posting in the CO. Statistical will be updated only for the information, only for the reporting purpose. Now let us record this accounting entry. To record this accounting entry, we need to make sure debit and credit both accounts are available. To record this accounting entry, we need to make sure debit and credit both accounting and both GL accounts are available, because profit center and cost center is already available with us. Let us straight away go ahead and create the missing GL account, cash account. What I'll do, I'll go to GL master data. Let me see what is the cash account group. I'll open FS00. Cash account is 1210. I'll click on create. Cash account, I'll choose it as balance sheet account. Account group, cash account 1210. I'll simply write cash and I'll go to control data. If you don't put anything in long text, short text will become automatically long text. That's why I'm not writing anything. Control data. Since it is a balance sheet account, costing or controlling related information is not applicable for it. Create the way you create the GL account. There is no change in this. And I'll put sort key 001. Create bank interest G001. Okay, I'll proceed to save this. Enter. Now you have got cash account created. You have also got rent account has been created. Both accounts are with us now. Let us try to record an accounting entry here. Now to record an accounting entry, what I'll do, I'll go to F-02. This is the same posting, whatever we are doing so far. Go to F-02. Let me enter the data with current date 2905. I'll put rent expense, posting key 40, open the drop down, pick up your expense account, rent, enter, and amount I am going to put 25,000. The moment I put amount, let me press enter. When you press enter, you are getting an error message which is asking you to input cost accounting. It is telling that GL account 421001 requires an account assignment relevant to cost accounting because system had seen that this GL account is created as a primary cost. If I look at this GL account, master data, if you go to type description of this GL master data, type description of a GL master data is talking about GL account type as P, primary cost or primary revenue. This primary cost or primary revenue is representing primary cost element GL account. Anything which is posted to a primary cost element GL account, cost object becomes mandatory by default. Cost object becomes by default mandatory because for this GL account in the control data tab, we have assigned something called cost element category from the controlling area point of view. Now whenever this GL account is updated, this GL account will update two records. One is your company code record, another one is your controlling area record. To update company code, GL account is sufficient. To update the controlling, you need cost element. To define this as a cost element, you have already segregated. This GL account is determined or treated as primary cost or cost reducing revenue, cost element category 1. Since it is maintained, system will not allow you to pass any accounting entry without a cost object. Without the cost object, no accounting entry is allowed. As we discussed so far, cost center is treated as a cost object. Profit center is also treated as a cost object. Whenever you have cost center, profit center together, cost center is the real cost object. Profit center will become statistical cost object. What I'll do, I'll put profit center here. I'll put profit center, which is PC1. Let me put PC1 and I'll try to hit enter. Even though I have given PC1, system is still asking me to input cost object. Though cost center, profit center is given, still system is expecting cost object to be given, meaning if you create a GL account as cost element with primary cost element category 1, profit center will not be taken. What I'll do, I'll come back. Why I'm coming back? Because when I give profit center, it is not accepting. I'll go to GL master again. I'll go to change mode. I'll change cost element category from 1 to 11. 11 is your revenue. Let me change cost element category from 1 to 11. I'll save it. Now 1 is a cost element, 11 is also cost element. In case of 1, in case of 11, both the places system is representing a controlling area segment. Data should be passed on or data should be updated to CO also. Let me try to pass same accounting entry once again. I'll come here, same this one, rent. This time the GL account is coming with a different cost element category. Put same GL account, same amount I'll put profit center. When I press enter, now there is no error message. Instead of getting an error message, system is giving a warning message. If you look at this, enter a true account assignment object with revenue. It is telling enter a true account assignment object with revenue. If I double click on it, you will get one message. It is telling you made an account assignment for 421001, a revenue element. As you know, there are two elements. One is your cost element, the other one is revenue element. In short, primary cost element, primary revenue element. This is your primary revenue element. How system came to know that this is primary revenue element? Based on the cost element category that you have given. System had come to know that this is a revenue GL account. For revenue GL account, in controlling area, AJCL, a cost center or a profit center, it is telling either you have given a cost center or you have given a profit center for this. This is just a warning message. When we say this is just a warning message, it is giving an alert stating you are posting an entry to the revenue GL account. Please make sure correct account assignment which will accept revenue is assigned. It is telling you are posting an entry to a GL account which is treated as a revenue in controlling side. Please make sure right cost object is assigned which is applicable for revenue. Profit center I have given warning message, I am able to ignore it. I am able to move forward. I'll put next posting key 50. Let me take GL account 1210, all zeros. Continue. I'll put the same amount, same profit center, and then I'll go to document, click on simulate. Okay, this is how I'm able to simulate the entry. There is no problem so far. Let me go to document to see if there are any further errors here. Simulate general ledger. From the simulate general ledger, you can see the profit center is being derived. Expert mode. Let's see if there is any error message. It is giving one error message related to item category. We are all aware item category error messages are basically related to document splitting. Item category error messages are basically related to document splitting. I don't think we have done document splitting configuration for it. So what I'll do to quickly fix this problem, I'll come back to document splitting setting, SAP reference IMG, financial accounting, general ledger accounting, business transaction, document splitting, classify GL account for document splitting.
So the screen is lagging, sir.
Okay. AJCL, and here there is no GL account which is currently maintained. Let me look at which table is recording this information. Let me see which table is recording this information. To identify the table which is updating this information, place cursor on any one field. Place cursor on any one field. Currently no field is editable because there is no data. Click on new entries. Add a new entry. Select any particular field. Click on this question mark. Select any particular field. Click on the question mark. And you will come to know the fourth icon called technical information. Click on fourth icon, technical information. If you click on it, you will be able to see a table name here. You will be able to see a table name. Whenever any table name is represented with V underscore, any table which is represented with V underscore, ignore V underscore. V is nothing but view table. Ignore the V underscore, copy the remaining content. T8G17. Copy the remaining table name excluding V underscore. Come back, open one more window. Let's go to a table SE16N and put this table name here. T8G17. You are able to see account number, item type mapping. If I look at the other company code, for example, let me take LEIN company code or LEIN chart of account. If I click on execute, let me see if I can see any number here. If it is configured, I can simply do a copy paste from here to there, because GL account or chart of account we copied from here itself. Let me copy from here. What I'll do, I'll copy all this item categories. First I'll copy all one series. Control C, all one series. I'll come to SAP. Let me see if I can copy until 3. All one series I did. Control C here from SAP itself. I'll come to again new entries screen. Let me do a control V. I'm able to control C, control V within SAP. Press enter. Page down to update the further entries. Next, let me copy 2 series. Two series is starting from where? From here, 2 series is starting.
Use lag.
Copy the 2 series, control C, and come here. Others please go on mute. Put 2 series GL account.
Sorry to trouble you, sir. There is a huge lag in the screens, and I mean, we are still in the new entries only.
Yes, sir. There is huge lag, sir. No. We are
But
able to see perfectly.
it could be because of the network issue. If there is any lag in the recording, it will be proper.
Okay, sir.
Okay. That lag is basically due to network. If the network connection is slow, it might be a little slow. Anyways, I'll do it slowly only. And let me copy 3 series. Control C and come to SAP, scroll down, put 3 series until 361 I copied. So 362 I did not copy, it is not pasted. So I'll copy from 362 now. 362 until 460. Now I'll paste this data here. Enter. After 460, let me see what is left over. Only two more account categories, 5 series and 8 series. Copy 5 series, copy 8 series, and come back to the same screen again. I'll paste it, enter, and then save it. Click on save. Continue. Now I'll try to save this entry. Now this has been completed. Let me come back. I'll be out of this screen. Now this is what we were facing the problem, wherein it is talking about GL account item category definition is not completed, which is now completed. What I'll do, I'll come back one level. I don't want to cancel the transaction completely. I don't want to cancel the transaction completely, just to see if system is going to update the setting or not. Come back. This is not the situation in real time. This is not the situation in real time, because in real time your configuration, your testing is not in the same system. In real time your configuration, your testing not in the same system. These two are two different systems, meaning in the development 100 you will do the config, in development 200, development 120 you will do the testing. Whenever you do the configuration, you have to copy the TR using SEC1. When you copy the TR, the settings will get automatically refreshed. No other go. In the real time you have to come out and then redo it. In the real time you'll have to come out and then redo it, because you have transported the changes from one system to another system. But while practicing, you are doing the configuration in the same client, you are testing the system in the same client. So there is a minute point of confusion which you should have a clarity. But what I'll do, I'll simply go to document. Let me try to simulate once again. I'm trying to do a simulate once again, and let me try to simulate general ledger once again. Let's see if system is reading those settings or not. Expert mode. If I go to expert mode, I'm still getting the same error message. We are still getting the same error message, meaning whatever the configuration change that we did now is not reflecting here. No other go, you have to cancel the transaction, redo it from the beginning once again. Cancel the transaction and come back from this screen, redo the entry from the beginning once again. I'll open the T code once again, F-02, rent expense, rent expense. Now if you remember, we are treating this rent expense as a revenue now. Currently we are treating as a revenue cost element, because when you give this as a primary cost element, system is giving an error message asking you to provide the cost object. When you give cost element category 11 with the profit center, you are able to move, meaning even when you give a profit center is also treated as a cost object. Profit center is also treated as a cost object. 25,000, same profit center, same text I'll give. Let me go to document, I'll click on simulate. Similarly, I'll go to document again, simulate general ledger. Enter. Now I'll go verify my expert mode to see if there are any errors. So there are no error messages. It's just a warning message. It is telling you to enter true account assignment object with revenue. It can be your profit center or it can be your profitability segment. We have given a profit center. This is fine. Usually whenever you are assigning anything to a revenue cost element, system will expect profitability segment to be filled up. System will expect profitability segment to be filled up. When you're talking about profitability segment, if you come back one level, double click on the expense line item. If you double click on expense line item, if you go to more icon here, there is nothing called profitability segment as of now. There is nothing called profitability segment. When you don't find something called profitability segment, it means that the field is hidden. When you don't find profitability segment, the field is hidden. Remember, whenever you record any accounting entry to a revenue GL account, whenever you create any accounting entry to a revenue GL account, in short, to any income related GL account, profitability segment becomes mandatory. Profitability segment becomes mandatory. Profitability segment is representing COPA. Profitability segment is representing COPA. COPA is now represented as margin analysis. People call it as margin analysis, people call it as COPA, people call it as profitability segment, is one and the same. Now profitability segment field is not reflecting here. Let me close this screen. Now why profitability segment is missing? Based on the GL account field status group. Now to enable that, I'll go to FS00 once again. Go to FS00. Now I'll select operating expense, rent GL account, create bank interest, field status group is G001. To see the field status, don't go to OBC4. From here itself, double click on it. From here itself, just do a double click on it. If I do a double click on it, it will take me inside the field status group G001, which is coming from AJCL variant. Double click on additional account assignment. If you see additional account assignment, you will find something called profitability segment. Now cost center, you need to make sure it is optional entry. Fine. There is something called, if you don't find this here, look at the count here, page count 1/3, meaning this is page 1 of 3. To go to the next page, click on this icon called next page or page down on your keyboard. Click on this next page. You will see something called profit center. Profit center is also optional entry, but there is another field called profitability segment. This profitability segment is currently suppressed. For any revenue posting, for any income related posting, profitability segment is required. Now since it is suppressed, you are not able to see it there. What we will do, we will make sure from this field status variant, for this particular field status group, make sure profitability segment is made optional. To do it, go to OBC4. So when I'm working on it, please do not open these screens.
Ajay.
112. Okay. Yeah, I think they're out. I'll pick AJCL. I'll select this variant, double click on field status group, select G001 because this is what we have assigned. Usually what we will do in the project in the real time, for all the cost element, there will be a dedicated account group. There will be a dedicated field status group. For all the GL accounts, whatever is relevant for your cost element, we will not be using G001. Instead, you will be using revenue account. We need to see if there is any revenue account for that particular purpose. If I scroll down, there is something called revenue account G029. What I'll do, I'll double click on G029. I'll go to additional account assignment. Here we need to make sure cost center is optional, orders, sales order, everything is optional. All the fields whatever is relevant for any income related posting are enabled by default within SAP. Any GL account which is income in nature, for this income in nature GL account to be transferred into controlling site to generate a CO document, whatever the fields are required. In general, all these fields are automatically set as optional by SAP. You do not have to make any additional changes. If you understand for cost GL account what group is to be assigned, for revenue GL account what group is to be assigned, by default all the relevant settings are updated by SAP itself. You just need to make sure if anything you would like to make it as mandatory, you can do it. Here we are concerned about profitability segment. I'll go to next page. In this profit center profitability segment, both are by default optional. But if you go to G001, it is a general. General means common for everything. This is not applicable for all the GL account. That is why SAP did not enable it. That is why SAP enabled them in a separate group called G029. Remember, whenever you create any GL account which is relevant to revenue account, G029 to be updated. G029 to be updated. I'll come back. So now to fix it, what I can do, point number one, I can fix in G029, or since I'm using in a generic way, I'll open G001. Additional account assignment, go to second page here, look at the profitability segment, status is a suppress, I'll make it optional. Status is a suppress, I'll make it optional. Let me try to save it. Meaning with this configuration change, you don't have to change the field status group in the GL account, because the GL account field status group G001 is now updated with profitability segment as optional. What we are expecting now, when I try to repost this entry, you are expecting a field called profitability segment here. You are expecting a field called profitability segment. To do it, no other go, again you have to redo it. Once you understand all these parameters, going forward when we post any accounting entry, we will have a clarity that if it is an expense posting, what fields are required. If it is revenue related posting, what fields are required. Same thing, I'll put again rent, same GL account, I'll put same amount, something here, and I'll put profit center PC1. Currently you don't find a field called profitability segment. Whenever you do not find any particular field at the time of posting, what you do is look at this more option, click on this more option. More will give you all account assignment. When you click on this, let's see what it will bring. Now this is bringing a field specifically represented as profitability segment. There is a dedicated field called profitability segment. This is currently not filled up. Down below, if it is filled up, below this arrow mark, it will be updated with a green color. If it is filled up, it will be updated with a green color. Currently there is no color under this arrow mark. To fill it, open the drop down. When you click on open the drop down, it is giving another error message. When you click on the drop down, this is giving another message. This message is representing no operating concern has been assigned to controlling area AJCL. This is representing no operating concern has been assigned to controlling area AJCL, meaning in order to update COPA segment, in order to update profitability segment, in order to update margin analysis, you need to enable operating concern at your company code level. In short, at your controlling area level. We have discussed in the beginning sessions itself, your org structure begins from controlling area, from your operating concern. First is your operating concern. Below the operating concern, you will have controlling area. Below the controlling area, you will have company code. Now, how system is telling you that AJCL controlling area, wherein while posting the accounting entry, nowhere we represented controlling area. So far, we have not given controlling area anywhere. Still, system is able to recognize that you are trying to post an accounting entry and your accounting entry is corresponding to AJCL controlling area. AJCL controlling area is not assigned to any operating concern. How system is able to connect these points based on your company code. While posting the accounting entry, what we did, you are assigning company code. While posting the accounting entry, you are assigning company code. Your company code you have assigned it to controlling area. You are posting the entry at company code level. Company code has been assigned to controlling area, meaning the moment you input company code, automatically system is able to identify your company code is used by which controlling area. With the company code controlling area table mapping, system has understood AJCL company code is assigned to AJCL controlling area. Now it is verifying whether AJCL controlling area is assigned to any operating concern. So here the check failed. System found that there is no operating concern which is currently created or assigned to AJCL controlling area. Since there is no operating concern, there is no point of profitability segment. Profitability segment is applicable or COPA segment is applicable only if COPA is implemented. To implement COPA, the first point is to create the operating concern. First point is to create operating concern. Since we have not created any operating concern, we will not be able to do it now. Just remember this point. That is only objective why I have shown this now. Because the first point is operating concern. To see the operating concern, this is the error message. We have not done it. Close it. Close this. Now we understood profit center is also one of the cost object, because though this is a cost element, without cost center also I am able to move forward by assigning profit center. Profit center in this case is becoming a real cost object. Profit center in this case is becoming a real cost object. Tomorrow when somebody is asking you, can profit center be a real cost object? Don't tell no, tell your answer yes. Because you can see in this GL account I have updated only profit center. There is no cost center, meaning profit center also can become your real cost object. Now I'll cancel this because this is not the right way of posting the entry. Why this is not the right way of posting entry? Reason: for the GL account related to expense, we have assigned cost element category 11, which is a mistake. I'll go to FS00 again. Select operating expense, double click on it, go to change mode, control data, come down, choose the cost element category from revenue to expense. Choose the cost element category from revenue to expense. This is a primary cost. Select primary cost element category 1, press enter, and then save this. Now the GL account has been created correctly. Let me come back one level. I'll go back to the posting screen again. I'll initiate the same entry again. Reference rent expense. This is also rent expense. Posting key 40. Rent expense account. I'll put the amount. Now I'm not going to update anything here. I'm not updating anything. I'm just putting the amount. Let's press enter. When you press enter, it is giving GL account requires an account assignment relevant to cost accounting. It is clearly telling GL account requires an account assignment relevant to cost accounting because this GL account is updated, or this GL account is treated as a cost element category 1, which is your primary cost. Whenever you create GL account as a primary cost, two cost object system is expecting either cost center or internal order or a WBS element. It is expecting you either update a cost center, either update a internal order or update a WBS element. So since you have nothing as of now which is assigned to the cost element, which is assigned to the line item, this is giving the error message. If I give profit center here, it is not accepting. For the same GL account earlier, when I gave a profit center, it was accepting. For the same GL account earlier, when I gave the same profit center, it accepted. Now it is not accepting. This is just because your cost element category. Meaning just like that you cannot assign cost element categories. They will have the impact. Your cost element category will have an impact in the controlling module if they are not defined properly. There are certain checkpoints, there are certain control points within standard SAP to control the cost element categories. If these are not properly assigned, certain entries, certain reports, certain activities, certain checkpoints are disabled by SAP. Because you are assigning wrong cost element category, it is very important for us to understand what kind of expenses, what kind of incomes to have which cost element category. At least Standard default cost element categories you have to understand. Any expense GL account, put cost element category as 1 by default. Any income related GL account, put cost element category 11 by default. There are certain exceptions which we will see later on. Even though those exceptions you are not handling, it is still fine, but make sure all your expenses are categorized under 1, all your incomes are categorized under 11. Okay, now profit center, if I put, it is not taking because cost element category is 1. For cost element category, it is expecting a real cost object. Real cost object for any primary cost element category 1 should be a cost center or an internal order or a WBS element for time being. Now in our situation, we have not created any order, we have not created any WBS, we have created only cost center. What I'll do, I'll remove the profit center from here. I will remove the profit center. Let me press enter. Since I am not able to find cost center field here, let me click on more icon here. I'll click on more icon, which is all account assignment. When I click on it, there is a pop-up. When I click on it, there is a pop-up. From this pop-up message, let me select cost center 1, which is CC1 according to our example. We created a cost center with CC1. I'll select the CC1. I'll press enter. The moment I press enter, profit center is automatically updated. The moment I put cost center, profit center is automatically coming. Reason, inside the cost center, we have assigned profit center. Inside the cost center, you have assigned the profit center. Without profit center, your cost center cannot be created. Reason, you are using a new GL concept. According to new GL concept, you have enabled a document splitting. According to document splitting, profit center is mandatory. Based on this configuration, profit center accounting has become mandatory by default. According to this, profit center had become mandatory by default. Even without profit center, no accounting entry can be posted. When you do the system consistency check, in the system consistency check, it will clearly tell profit center accounting is not activated as one of the checklist for the system consistency. You have no other option to activate the profit center accounting. To activate the profit center accounting, you need to first create the controlling area. Under the controlling area, profit center accounting is activated. Once profit center accounting is activated, cost center cannot be created without profit center, because the moment cost center accounting is activated in cost center master data, profit center become mandatory by default. The moment profit center accounting is created inside the cost center master, profit center becomes mandatory by default. In short, without profit center, you cannot create any cost center. Without profit center, you cannot create a cost center unless you have not enabled profit center document splitting, you're not on new GL concept, you have not enabled profit center accounting. If these parameters are not satisfied, you can create cost center without profit center. But if you are creating a cost center without profit center, that is wrong. If you are creating a cost center without a profit center, that is wrong. Never create a cost center without any profit center. That is a blunder mistake. Okay, now your profit center is derived from the cost center. Profit center we are not giving manually, it is derived from the cost center. Even if you try to manipulate the cost and profit center here, if I say, even if I try to manipulate the profit center, system is bringing PC1. If I try to put PC2 or any other thing, it will throw an error. It will throw an error and it will give an information stating profit center was set to PC1. Why profit center is set to PC1? Because whenever you provide cost center, profit center field is inside the cost center control. You cannot control profit center wherever you put cost center. Whatever you put in profit center, system will replace it with cost center connected profit center. It is replaced by the system automatically, whatever you do here. Because if cost center, profit center is different, you are manually changing the profit center during the posting, it will straight away create an inconsistency, which will lead to a lot of problems. That is why this is strictly not allowed, not possible in SAP. Meaning, when somebody says, I have assigned cost center with profit center 1, but while posting I'm able to do with profit center number 2, it is practically not possible. It is practically not possible. Whatever you manipulate, whatever you do it, system will replace the profit center with cost center assignment by default. So here profit center is coming with the help of cost center. Now let me put something here, rent expense. I'll put a credit to cash account. I'll give the same amount. I'll put the same profit center, PC1, rent expense. I'll go to document, click on simulate. Now same thing, go to document, click on simulate general ledger. This is what you are able to see, and from the layout, if you want to see the which cost center, you can add cost center in the layout. From the change layout, you can input cost center. Let me sort this. If I go to C series, cost center is here. Let me add it. Continue. You can see expense line is updated with profit center along with the cost center. Now let me verify the expert mode to see if there are any error messages or our document is good to go. There are no error messages, your document is good to go. Close this. No error messages, your document is good to go. Come back one level and let me try to post it. Come back one level, let me try to post it. I am able to post the accounting document with the cost center assignment for the primary cost element. Let me display the document. Go to document, click on display. When you go to document, when you click on display, this is how document is coming. But according to us, you have assigned a cost center here. According to us, we have assigned a cost center here, which means your accounting entry should be reflected in both the modules, FI module at the same time in the controlling module. FI module, you will get the accounting document number. Controlling module, you will get the controlling document number. How I will come to know what is my controlling document number from here? From the same accounting document, go to environment on the top. On the same screen, on the top, click on environment. If you click on environment on the same document on the display document, you will find a document environment. Enable document environment and click on accounting document. Click on accounting document. If you do it, you will get a pop-up here. If you do this, you will get a pop-up. In this pop-up, system is giving two document numbers basically. One is document number, which is representing your accounting document. Another document is representing a controlling document. If you recollect the numbers that system is allocating here, first number it is giving you the accounting document number, which is coming from our FBN1 setting. In FBN1 T code, we went and we have updated number range for 01, interval 101 and all you have provided. From there it is picking and allotting a document number for accounting. Similarly, for controlling a document, so far we have not done any configuration to update the CO document number range. So far we have not done any configuration related to CO document number range. To see the CO document number range, let us go to SPRO, controlling, general controlling, organization, and you will find maintain number ranges for controlling document. Let me open this setting. Maintain number ranges for controlling document. Our controlling area is AJCL, and if I click on display intervals, if I click on display interval, it is clearly representing no intervals exist, meaning currently there are no number ranges which are created for your controlling. Though there are no number ranges created under the controlling, how system is creating a controlling document number range? Now this is another functionality in S4HANA system. The moment you post any accounting entry in FI, if this is a primary cost posting, which is transferred from FI to CO, even though there is no number range created in CO, system is going to create a controlling document number on its own. The number range logic, whatever system is taking on a random logic basis, there is a standard logic predefined in SAP. According to predefined logic in SAP, this number range is coming. We have no control on the CO document number range, which is coming from FI to CO. There is no control from our side. You have no control on this document number range. This is generated by SAP automatically. Now to display this document number range, let me double click on this. If I double click on this, this is what I'm able to see, display actual cost document. So far we have seen display accounting document. This is your display actual cost document. If you look at the transaction code, it is your KSB5. If you look at the transaction code, it is your KSB5. If you expand this, you can see what cost object has been debited or credited. You can see cost object is a CTR. CTR is nothing but cost center. CC1 is debited. This is the cost element. This is the cost element name. This is the value in controlling area currency. Our controlling area currency is $. That is why by default value is coming in $. In case if you are confused with the dollar number, you can change the value to your company code currency. For changing the value, you need to click on this. Always remember, by default your CO reports will represent controlling area currency number, which is $. All of a sudden, by looking at it, don't get confused. Remember, this is your CO currency value, which is your $. If you wanted to see your local currency number, which is your INR or any other specific currency, go to the layout, go to this layout, check if there is any value, which is representing in the local currency. Controlling area currency is here. Let me scroll down. Value date. If you are not sure whether it is coming or not, what you do, simply add everything here. Do a double click, do a double arrow, which will display everything. Click on copy. Now we know that the entry that we processed was for 25,000. Let me scroll down slowly to see if I can see 25,000 amount anywhere. Go right side, furthermore, there is nothing, meaning this actual costing document is not representing amount in the local currency. It is not representing amount in the local currency. It is representing amount in group currency or amount in controlling area currency alone. This is fine. Come back. Now point number 1, which we need to understand from this document. Now once the document is processed, once the document is posted, you need to understand display document. So far we are talking about display document. Now within the display document, you have to be very specific. Point number 1, accounting document. Point number 2, controlling document. So far we were talking about, whenever you talk about display document, it's only accounting document, but now you are able to see two documents, accounting document, at the same time controlling document. You cannot open both the documents in the same screen. These two documents cannot be opened in the same screen. We need to have a clear clarity which document to be opened in which screen. Accounting document where I should open, controlling document where I should open. FB03 is where you can see the accounting document. I'll put FB03, and controlling document you can see KSB5. This is what we have seen there. Let me copy paste the document number also here. Let me copy paste document numbers also here. Control C, and I'll put these document numbers here. I'll put these document numbers here to make sure I will be able to test it. To make sure we will be able to test it. In order to test it, let me go to FB03. I'll put this document number. I'll come out from this screen now. To display the accounting document, we are all aware, FB03. Put FB03. Put this document number, company code, fiscal year 2024. And now you are able to display the accounting document using FB03. Similarly, if you wanted to display the controlling document, go to KSB5. Go to KSB5. Now it is asking display actual cost document, initial screen. It is asking a controlling area, AJCL. It is asking a document number. Input your CO document number. This. Put this here. There is no year if you notice. For accounting document, there is a fiscal year. For costing document, for controlling document, there is no fiscal year. Just press enter. Click on execute. Now you can see the accounting document, your actual cost document here. Meaning you need to understand how accounting document you are able to display, how costing document you are able to display. In case if somebody is asking you, how can I see CO document? Your interviewer might also ask you these points as part of your FICO interview. How do you display costing documents? How do you display controlling document? Don't tell FB03, don't tell I do not know. You need to know the basic fundamentals, basic transaction codes. As you are trying to understand controlling from the beginning, at least the basics let us have in a strong way. So that going forward, whenever you look at any CO documents whatsoever, you have a clarity, this is how I need to segregate. Meaning, slowly we need to start looking at controlling in a different way. Not as part of FI. Though it is part of your FI to some extent, make sure you are able to segregate it. The way you are looking at the controlling, document, report, posting whatsoever, let it be a little different than it was before. Now this is how you can pull the report. I'll come back to display from display document. Apart from this, there are some reports. Now I posted the entry. I would like to know how I can see the report. I'd like to know how I can see the report. First one, I'll say GL report. When I'm talking about GL report, how usually we can pull the GL report? You have, let me only put the T code. The descriptions we can put later on. I'll put FAGLL03. I can also see FAGLB03. I can see FAGLL03. I can also see FAGLB03. Let me open this accounting reports first. I'll put FAGLL03. If I put this GL account, which is my cost element, if I run the report, I am able to get my GL account balance here. I am able to get GL account balance from here, FAGLL03. Similarly, if I look at the balance, FAGLB03, if I put the same account number, if I try to run this report, from here also I can see my GL account balance, meaning at the GL account level, I can see from the line item level, I can also see from the balance level. Both reports are available. In case if I wanted to see it from my cost element point of view, if I want to see this from the cost element point of view in the CO module, what value, how it is updated. In FI, you are able to see the GL report, but to see it from the CO point of view, from the controlling perspective, what reports I have to refer. If you are able to understand, you can straight away pull the report. If not, you are stuck, you are confused how to pull the report, straight away go to accounting here. In the menu, go to accounting, all your CO related, open controlling, you have cost center accounting, and here you have information system. Any reporting will be part of information system. Expand information system, you have reports for cost center accounting, and here if you see line items, you have reports related to line items. You are now talking about actual documents. For all the actual document, you have to look at the report which is representing actual. First one is KSB1, second one is KSB1N. Let me open this KSB1. I'll copy paste this here. I'll put CO reports. First one is KSB1. Let us open KSB1. If I open KSB1, this is how you can see. Controlling area is here. Cost center group, cost element group. As of now, we have only one cost center. We have only one cost element. Let me straight away pull the report. Later on, we will be applying different filters at the cost center group, cost element group, cost elements. By creating the different groups and all, we will pull the reports with the different combinations. Let me pull the report as usual. Remember, by default, your CO report will display current month only. By default, your CO report will display current month, which is your 1st May until 31st May. For any reason, if you wanted to see the report for any previous period, for any other period, you need to manually come and change the posting date here. Straight away, if you execute, by default, it will pull the data from current month. If you are not noticing this date, you may be getting wrong information. Now, I'll click on execute. This is giving you have not selected anything. This is just a warning message. Ignore by pressing enter. Now this is how you can see the report output here. This is how you can see the report output. From this report output, what you can see, you can see the cost element name. It is no longer representing a GL account. It is representing a cost element here. It is representing a cost element name, value in reporting currency, value in controlling area currency, value in object currency. Object currency is nothing but cost object. In this example, cost object is controlling cost center. In cost center, you have chosen cost center currency as company code currency INR. Okay, object currency is nothing but cost center. Cost center currency is coming from your cost object company code INR. Now you have to understand which report you'll have to consider, which value you need to consider, which report you need to consider, which value you need to consider, because by default system will pull the data from cost object or your CO object currency. In short, it will be always represented in your controlling area currency. Make sure you will be able to differentiate what is your controlling area currency, what is your company code currency, what is your object currency, what is your reporting currency. So if you are not having a clarity here, there are high chances that we will get diverted or we will get confused here. Have a clarity, list out the currencies here. What currencies are updated or what currencies are present in your CO report, which currency is representing what. When we have a clarity on this, when you pull the report, you will have a clear understanding from which place what amount is coming into the picture. Now come back from this report. As usual, in your GL line item report, you can pull the layout from here also. You can adjust the layout the way you want, the way you update it in FI. In FI, the way you pull the layout according to your requirement. In the similar way, you can pull a layout according to your requirement from the CO as well. Come back. This is your KSB1. Basically, this is the old version of cost center report. In GL also you have two line item reports, FBL3N, FAGLL03. Similarly, in cost center also you have KSB1, KSB1N. This is the traditional cost center reporting or old cost center reporting. Now there is something called new actual line items. This is according to new GL concept. Press enter. KSB1N. You will find the similar but minute changes will be there. But in real time, you will be referring KSB1N. Wherever ending N transaction codes are there, it is strictly recommended you have to use transaction code ending with N. That is containing new functionality in it. Let me open it. Now same thing, same information, I'll click on execute. And you will find different options here. Hierarchy display, start with complete list, group object. You can select or unselect depending on the functionality. If you press F1, enable, disable one time, run the report, you will understand what difference is happening. One sec. I think the connection is lost, I believe. Let me open. Close this, and then this one, same thing. I'm going to put the same parameter, 1st May to 31st May, current month in short. Click on execute, press enter. Now ignore the top one, these are the different layouts. If you wanted to turn it off, just click on this, layout on off, that will be disappeared. You will again find the same report. You will again find the same report. In case if you don't find the further options here, click on this arrow mark. Click on this arrow mark. When you click on the arrow mark, the additional functionalities will get enabled automatically. If you click on this small drop down icon, you can see change layout, save layout, manage layout. Now the output is exactly the similar, minor differences will be there that you have to understand. Pull the same report side by side, look at what additional functionalities are there. In the input screen, you will find these things, and in the further selection criteria, you need to see what are the further drill down options you have got. And this is from your controlling perspective. Let me put this report also. And next one, there is one more thing called comparison. Now for display document also you have to KSB5N also is there. Let me click on this. If I click on execute, this is also same thing. KSB5 is the old version, KSB5N is the new version. Whenever you are talking to somebody in the current interviews, in the current project that you are talking, please represent these new transaction codes. Please represent this new transaction code, not old one. KSB5, I'll put KSB5N. Both are the transaction codes to be used, but we recommend using the new transaction code, which is KSB5N. For all these things, there will be a relevant Fiori application also. For all this, you will find the relevant Fiori application also. After this, let me close this, and you have comparison. And this is another report which you'll have to understand. This is another report that you'll have to understand. Cost center comparison report. S_ALR _ 8701361. We're talking about cost center posting. These reports are mandatory. The way you know FAGLL03, FBL3N, in the similar way, these CO reports, cost center reports, you must be aware of. No exception, no way that you will forget this. Open this report. Okay, give your controlling area. For now, I am going to provide full year 1 to 12, or if you want to give current period 5 to 5, version is 0, that is this SAP standard version. Click on execute. No filter is there, sorry, this is 5, press enter. We are not giving any filter, which means system is going to extract everything. Currently there is a single cost center CC1. For this cost center, it is providing data like this. This is giving actual cost 312.50. There is no planned cost. Variance is coming as the total amount. There is no variance percentage. Since we have not done any cost center planning, planned values are not flowing here. This is just to understand how entry is processed, how entry is updated in CO, from where you are able to see this. Now these are the reports that you'll have to understand, and these are the transaction codes that you'll have to understand once a document is posted in CO. Once a document is posted in CO, these are the accounting entries that you need to understand. This is the posting that you are done, or this is the posting that we have done for the primary cost element GL account. This is the posting we did to a primary cost element GL account. These are the reports, these are the transactions which we used for displaying the document, for generating the CO document, CO report. Next thing, in the next session, meaning in the tomorrow's session, what I'll do is, we will post an accounting entry to the revenue element. Post accounting entry to revenue element. Same thing, we will post an accounting entry to revenue element, meaning we will create a revenue cost element. We will create a revenue cost element, which is nothing but income related GL account, and then we will see how income related GL account posting will take place and how your income will get transferred to CO, from where how we can see the CO report related to income related GL account. There are slight minor differences with respect to primary posting and then primary cost and primary revenue posting. So these differences we will try to understand by posting the revenue posting, and by pulling the different reports we will try to compare what exactly happened with cost center posting, what exactly happened with profit center posting, in short revenue posting, what is cost object here, what is cost object there, how you can pull the data from CO here, how you can pull the data from CO there. We will try to practically understand in the tomorrow's session. Okay, make sure in your company code also you will create one primary cost element GL account, and you will be able to create one accounting document and see how this accounting document is representing in your controlling module. by looking at the display document, display line item report, balance report from FI point of view, from CO point of view. Do not maintain any additional configuration until we do it, because if you are maintaining the configuration, it will straight away start working. You will not understand logically how system is working. The whole objective that we are going at a slower pace is to understand how system is working, what points we need to understand conceptually. If you are maintaining all config, then if you are testing, then we are not learning anything. All right, fine then. So we'll connect at the same time tomorrow evening. Good night.
Hello.
Thank you, sir.